I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. Great to have you with us. The case continues. Johnny Depp, day 4 on the witness stand, testifying in front of the jury, his ex, the lawyers, the gallery, his fans, the world. And we're going to talk a lot about his testimony tonight. But I wanted to start tonight talking about weddings and marriage vows and the service. When you see a wedding, one of my favorite parts when they're performing the service and whoever's officiating is going through the vows has that moment, right, where they say, is there anyone here who has any reason why these two should not be joined in holy matrimony? Speak now or forever hold your peace. And it's at that moment, right, when you're in the church or wherever you are at this wedding where people kind of like look around. And as long as you're not in some comedy or love story that you're filming, nobody ever says anything, right? There's never someone said, oh, no, I'm in the back. It just doesn't happen in real life. When you think about what we've been listening to inside the courtroom in Fairfax, Virginia, and we're talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, maybe somebody should have spoken and said something, because there were plenty of reasons why they shouldn't have gotten married, and we've learned them all during the course of this trial. This relationship was volatile early on, years before they exchanged vows to be husband and wife. And we know what happened with the marriage. The marriage resulted in a divorce, and there was a divorce settlement. And like any other legal settlement, when you have a divorce settlement, you've got two people saying, okay, let's take care of all the business that we have together. Okay, let's wrap it up if we can. And as a lawyer, I know, and you may know too, if you've ever had a claim with an insurance company or maybe have had a separation from your employer, you have these settlement documents that you have to sign. And the purpose of the settlement documents, whether it's an insurance claim, whether it's you separating from work or getting divorced, is to take care of all the outstanding issues that you have between yourselves and put it to rest and never speak about it again. I don't say anything about you, you don't say anything about me. We don't talk about it. We are done. It's much like those that point in the marriage ceremony. Speak now in this settlement or forever just hold your peace, meaning say nothing. Now is the time. And they had their settlement. But then 2 years later, Amber Heard had her op-ed in the Washington Post. And Johnny Depp, from his perspective, felt like, wait a minute, why are we talking about this now? And that became the basis of this lawsuit. So Amber spoke again. Now, if you believe her side, she wasn't talking about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, she's talking about our relationship again and accusing me of domestic violence again. So Johnny Depp, finally, in this lawsuit, he is not holding his peace. This is it. This is his time to speak once again about all of this. And that's really what he did over the course of 4 days, is tell his side of the story. Because now is the time, okay? Whether it's a marriage ceremony, a settlement, or a trial, right? You know a trial is going to end and there'll be a verdict. So you've got to speak now or forever hold your peace. So he spoke for 4 days. It ended today. Take a look at the big finish for Johnny Depp on the witness stand.
What are you referring to when you said you and Miss Heard will write a letter together?
I was trying to make a peaceful settlement.
And what are you referring to when you say you lost a finger?
A very large bottle of vodka severing my middle finger in Australia.
And what were you referring to when you said a can of mineral spirits was thrown at your nose?
One of the arguments on the island where Miss Heard had been howling at me with some argument, and she picked up a can of mineral spirits about yay big and just heaved it at me, and it struck me on the bridge of the nose, and right there, the forehead.
And what did you say in response when Miss Heard said, "Tell the world, Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence"?
I said, yes, I am.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, you can have a seat next to your attorney, please.
Thank you.
All right. Your next witness.
Johnny Depp walking off the witness stand. Let's go to Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter, who is live, as she always is, outside of the Fairfax County Courthouse in Fairfax, Virginia. Inside the courtroom for all of this. A big day today, the big finish for Johnny Depp. There was an audio recording that was played today at the end of his redirect. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you played how his testimony culminated, Vinny, and there's a reason that they went back to the op-ed and to whether he's a victim of domestic abuse. And one of the final audio recordings that was played was quite powerful, really going to his theories of the case. So I wanted to replay that now. Let's watch.
You have no idea. Every ounce of my credibility has been taken from. And done so in a dishonest way.
Amber, the abuse thing is we've got to deal with that. Yeah, we've got to deal with that,
Amber. I don't have
Amber.
any way of my credit is my credibility.
And why did you put that out there?
I did not. You forced me. Your team forced me to by going on the offense.
I didn't force you to.
From the very beginning, I promise. Look up the timeline to these things. Everything is. Forget it. Forget it. You don't believe what I say. You don't believe what I say. But I did not choose this. Every step of the way has been an offense.
I did not put this anywhere. I didn't. Let me talk to the team.
I did not call the cops. I need them no statement.
IO called the
I did
cops.
not call the cops.
You told IO to call the cops.
I did not call the cops, and I did not give them any statement when they came. I've been trying to protect you.
So again, if Johnny Depp wants to use this audio recording, it really shows an Amber Heard trying to backtrack possibly a little bit. Like she's not the one that called the cops. It was the lawyer's fault all of this was out there. What is she going to do now? She talks about questioning her credibility. She can't take back what she did with that restraining order. And the timing of this recording, Vinny, is a couple of months after this restraining order, before they were formally divorced, of course, before that meeting in July. Johnny couldn't pinpoint an exact time, but it was before their meeting in San Francisco in July where another recording was played. But this was very telling, and a reason why his team decided to culminate his testimony with it.
Absolutely. There is such strong evidence coming from both sides in this case, and there's a lot of it, and we've been watching it unfold live here. Let's talk about the cross-examination, because great legal teams on both sides, and this cross-examination was pretty fierce at times.
Yeah, both sides have an army of excellent attorneys. And speaking of strong points, the cross today began with a very strong point, again, taking Johnny back to how it began on Thursday morning, which is getting him to agree that abuse comes in many different forms. In the article, the op-ed, Amber Heard claims she's a victim of domestic abuse, and this defense has had him agree that that can not just be physical, but also verbal, mental, psychological. Let's watch.
But you've testified that abuse can come in many forms, correct? Physical being one of them, right?
Yes, indeed.
Emotional,
Indeed.
verbal,
Indeed.
psychological abuse.
Indeed.
Put your cigarettes out on someone else. You have consequences for your actions. That's it.
Shut up, fat ass.
Yeah, you got me there.
I think that was another grossly exaggerated moment of Miss Heard's. I don't I did not put a cigarette out on her or throw a cigarette at her.
I been crying in my bedroom after I had dumped you a week prior. A week prior after you beat out of me, and then a week later you show up at my doorstep in my room saying you want to say goodbye. Okay, say goodbye. You didn't say that to me.
Well, I won't do it again.
What's the mistake then? Did you not say you're coming over to say bye? Well, yes, you do, because you wouldn't have used that as a way to hit me. You listen to me cry, and you're like, now I can get her. Is that what you think? You just do it without thinking. You do it without thinking, huh? You don't. Get him. Stab him when you can. You throw a swing when you can. And what win better than to win on the floor? Because that's when it's really good to hit someone.
You hit me, you throw a swing when you can. The verbal assaults in these audio recordings, and that's how cross-examination unfolded. It was audio recording after audio recording, text message after text message, almost cumulative, Vinny, really trying to back up the fact that abuse can come in so many different forms, and they were giving this jury examples of all of it.
It just seems so painful at times for both of them today. I thought I saw that a little bit more today, and we're going to talk about body language coming up in a little bit later in the program, in our next segment, actually. But powerful stuff, and to hear these recordings and to see their reactions to these recordings, you can see that they're going back in that place. And, you know, they're not alone. There's tons of people, many whom might be watching, that went through painful relationships, but to relive it this way. Okay, so Johnny Depp, we saw him walk off the witness stand. So there was a new witness, the last witness of the day. What can you tell us about him?
Ben King, another character inside this courtroom. He brought a British accent. He had a couple funny moments, and he was key for Depp's case because he was the house manager during their time in the UK and during Australia during that infamous finger incident, Vinny. And he served for that team to hopefully corroborate Depp's story about what happened, especially in that finger incident, the cleanup, the aftermath, the vodka spilled everywhere, glass everywhere, to corroborate that a vodka bottle was thrown, not once but twice. But also he observed the relationship, right? In the UK in 2014, in Australia 2015, it would start great between Depp and Heard, but he would overhear a lot of arguments, and he said his testimony was that Heard was the one provoking, initiating, and aggravating the situation. On cross, some points were scored as far as some photos that may be missing, Vinny, and some injuries were shown of Amber Heard to this jury. So interesting testimony. And inside the courtroom, once Depp left the stand, it seemed like he was a little bit relieved. He went back to sketching on his notepad during Ben King's testimony.
Right.
There he is.
A lot more to go. There he is, back to the sketch pad. You can tell because he's got the glasses
He's
on.
a portrait sketcher, by the way.
Interesting. So he can, but he's got those glasses on so he can see the pad that he's writing on. Chanley Painter, we'll check back with you in just a little bit.